There's so many layers into this way of walking through life where you are able to reap the rewards of what it means to be in that same vibration of those very things that you would like to experience within your world. What I found is a massive block, all surface level belief. It is not in the core foundational belief that they have restructured this understanding that everything is accessible to you once you realize energy matches energy. And this is why it is so important to understand that you can't just speak words and you can't just think thoughts without the same emotional vibration radiating out of you toward this knowing that it is yours already if you choose it to be. Because oftentimes we can lie to ourselves with these repetitive affirmations and thoughts, but if the underlying energy tone still is reflecting that it is not in your frequency, you will reject it each and every time. If you have a desperate need for something, you repel it each and every time. Anything that you have a need for in life, there's a desperation and lack mentality that is underlying, those positive spoken words and thoughts that you may have toward it. If the energy frequency comes from a place of desperation, it automatically closes the door on that for you. Every time you step closer, it steps further back from you. Because when you have everything within a moment and you are content, you are receptive and open to the vibration of things coming in because you're already satisfied. So life will keep offering you more satisfaction. It is the law of this universe. This is how it works. Go after things, but have no need for them is the key here. You are not desperate for anything and you become open. Your energy becomes in flow and receptive to the never-ending possibilities coming into play for you. How you notice you're in the right energy frequency is that all of a sudden you will have opportunities presenting themselves to you, and it will be endless. It can be a little bit overwhelming at times because you're just like, whoa, okay, so much to choose from. Which way do I go? And this is the beauty of it. This is what is your strongest indication that you are on the right track of being in flow with life and being receptive to all things to present to you, and for you then to select what it is you would like to experience, because you will have a multitude of opportunity come your way. This is what I have found for myself, and a lot of the time I won't even step into much of it, because when I weigh it up, how I know if it's for me, if my heart feels easy about it. I've done that work of moving through uncomfortable moments, and I also know when I need to move through those challenging moments that are going to grow me in a positive way. I can now choose the pathway that is of least resistance, the things that are not going to make me feel that uncomfort, because now I'm in a very satisfied state of my being, that until I feel like I need to move through a challenge, only then will I do so. It is a matter of understanding when and when not to make a step, when you need to look deeper and be very true with yourself. Will this bring me challenges I don't feel like taking on? Because, we can get into these moments where we are meant to sit in an easy flow within ourselves, where we feel like we need to rest from the challenge, that we're quite content and satisfied, and this is where we want to sit at and experience this frequency for a bit. It may change tomorrow. I may be presented with something that has me feeling limited or in lack, that I will want to push myself through and grow again to another higher frequency, because it never ends. There is no end point to leveling ourselves up, and there's no end point to being able to regress as well. This is the constant state of self-reflection we need to take ourselves through to just analyze our current point in time. Are we satisfied? If you are satisfied, do nothing. It's okay to do nothing and just go with it within this frequency where you are at. You don't need to always be pressuring yourself and pushing yourself through things consistently, because that can burn us out as well. Too much of anything can overwhelm us. There is a time and place, you know, there's a time and place for us to challenge ourselves and when to ease up on ourselves and give ourselves a break and just sit and gather ourselves and really study the surroundings that we are currently in and see, is this good for me right now? This desperate need for more all the time. And when it's a need, each and every single time, you are closing the door on those opportunities coming into play for you, because nothing in life should ever be a need. You should never ever be desperate for anything if you want it to come into play. So how you ease up that desperate feeling of, I need this right now in my world, understand that what is meant for you, it will meet you with that reciprocal energy that you are putting out for it. Nothing should have to chase anything in life. It should just be a flow when it comes into play. The only place you need to challenge is within you, your limitations and your blocks. That is it. That's the only place where I can truly say wholeheartedly, that is where you focus on your challenges. It is never outside of you. When you break down a roadblock within you, you will notice reciprocal energy coming back at you. And when you are met with roadblocks, that is it. It is weighing it up. Is this the pathway I am meant to challenge myself and push through it for me to grow higher in my energy frequency, or is this showing me that I need to close it out because it's just not for me? That's it. It's reading energy. It always comes back to that, and understanding that we are in flow with everything in this universe. Once we realize it is all about frequencies, where we need to be within our own energy projection. Everything is accessible to you all of the time, the negative and the positive. There is no limits to where your frequency can sit at. That is it. So get comfortable with being in a higher vibration. The more you sit yourself in a high vibration, the more you stay in that higher vibration, and you are open to all high vibrations then. My mind could not grasp onto this concept once upon a time, but now that I have learnt how to cultivate more goodness into my world, there's no real hard work to get myself to this place now. It becomes normal because I've done it so much. So when I speak about doing the work, it's not always going to stay feeling like work. It will become who you are over time. It will become so natural to you that when you look back, and this is why I believe in journaling a lot and really documenting our mindsets throughout our lifespan, you know, especially when we are moving toward manifesting a better timeline for ourselves. We don't notice our growth until we have looked back, and oftentimes we forget and detach from just the amount of growth we have actually gone through until we can sit back and look at something in the 3D plane, our words, our recordings, things like that. Like I look at my videos and I see even my personality shift, the self-confidence, things like that that grow in an aspect. Like I've been confident always to sit and speak with anybody, but to put myself on camera, once upon a time, that was the most intimidating thing ever, you know? So we can be strong in one aspect of our lives, but when you move through uncomfortable challenges within yourself, and it's not even a challenge to somebody else, who cares? We're not in comparison here in this journey of life. It is a journey of challenge within yourself and solely yourself. When you understand this, you can isolate all of that attention back into where it is of most importance, and that is always within you, within yourself. When you move through your own challenges and you have sat there and made yourself comfortable where that challenge once was, it is such a shift. It becomes so normal to you. It is not scary anymore once you get there. That is what I've seen with myself. It is common sense. Like anything, like driving a car. I always refer to this because it is true. It's intimidating at first. There's an excitement to it at first. eventually it normalizes and you just get from A to B like it's nothing. It's just a normal thing that we do. So this is all I mean. Keep going through those challenges and getting yourself comfortable, and eventually a new challenge will present itself and you will know when you should move through it. You will. When you get good at taking those steps and moving through those uncomfortable moments, they present to you, and even that becomes normal for you to challenge yourself. So the work does not stay difficult. Once upon a time it did feel difficult. Now I don't see it like that, because I'm not afraid of life. I'm not afraid of putting myself out there anymore. I'm not afraid of how people are going to receive me, because I receive me. Once you receive yourself and you accept yourself and you embrace all that you are, every single block becomes penetrable to you. There's no such thing as a block anymore, because you will push yourself. Get to this place by moving through it, and eventually it becomes so normal to you. The things you once thought were so difficult and hard to do, nothing becomes so difficult and hard to do anymore. So I hope this helps someone today, just to shift into that openness of moving through your life and actually living and experiencing those things that you once were so afraid of giving yourself that chance to step into. This life is yours. This life has been given to you to live it. So live it, and live it well.